Consumers are being bombarded by intimidating and sometimes aggressive debt collection calls. Federal data shows complaints about debt collection more than doubled from 2024 to 2025.
Well, if those calls are ringing off the hook, you do have some rights. NBC 7 and Telemundo 20's Tania Luviano Hurwitz looked into these tactics to show you what you can do to hopefully make them stop.
Yes, well, we all hate those phone calls, right? Well, I'm asking you, do you dread answering an unknown number because it might be a debt collector? You're not alone. I got tips to help you hang up on the bad ones and get real help when you need it. Every time the phone rang, Gladys used to cringe.
They were calling me mostly every single day, sometimes 3 times.
It was a devastating time for Gladys. In 2020, she lost her job during the pandemic and says she had to stop making payments on 3 credit cards. She says the debt kept increasing.
$22,000.
She was $22,000 in debt, and that's when her nightmare started.
They were calling me, your payment is due, you need to pay now. It was really stressful. I couldn't sleep.
Stress many Americans are living. The latest data from the Federal Trade Commission shows complaints about debt collectors skyrocketed in 2025 when they received more than 400,000 complaints. That's a 200% spike from the previous year. California accounted for more than 32,000. More than 40% of those were reported as abusive or said the debt they were told they owned wasn't even real.
They cannot make any false claims to the debtor. They cannot threaten the debtor with criminal prosecution.
Matthew Lab is a professor at San Diego State University and a consumer protection expert. He says debt collectors are getting more aggressive with their tactics.
They may call the debtor's employer,
which is against the law. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act stops third-party debt collectors from using abusive, unfair, or deceptive tactics when collecting personal debts.
A huge percentage of those calls are actually fraudulent.
And very common, says Sofia Martinez, a data and debt expert with Money Management International, a nonprofit organization specializing in credit counseling.
That they're calling you in such an abusive and threatening way that makes you feel like, oh, maybe I do owe something.
So how can we, as consumers, spot fake debt creditors? First, when you receive the phone call, do not give out any personal information. Do not make any agreements. You have to be the one that is asking the questions, like name of the company and contact information.
If they don't provide that information, then it's a red flag that they're unlicensed.
You must demand a verification of the debt and get a response within 30 days. You should also call the creditor to make sure you owe that money.
Yes, I know.
Gladys was able to consolidate her debt from 22 grand to 14 and then pay it off. Her advice to anyone who has a debt: make sure you give your money to
the real company.
Fake companies call you? Yeah. Well, there you go. Now, as a consumer, you have the right to tell the debt collectors to stop calling you. If the calls don't stop, you can report them to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and FTC. Here in California, we have some of the strongest protections in the U.S. against aggressive calls from creditors and collectors. California's Rosenthal Fair Debt Collection Practices Act stops debt collectors, including your original creditor. But so I think we also, all of us have to be proactive. If we know or we start getting behind our credit card payments, we should call the company, make some kind of arrangement, and then we can avoid all these annoying calls.
That's right. Yeah, good advice. Thank you, Tania. And if you have a story or issue you'd like Tania and the response team to know about, just head to NBC7.com/response.